of my own, and also some text from the research papers of the researchers in the lab. But basically, I created a scenario about the evolution of each robot as a creature on an island in a Galapagos. In his text, I've changed all the descriptions, like the longitude and latitude of different islands in the Galapagos. I changed to the latitude and longitude of Zurich, Switzerland, and I named all the islands after each researcher who was developing that particular robot that resembled that particular creature in Darwin's text. So what you have is, as a finished film, it'll be a kind of travelogue of examining different creatures, how they evolved, as if they were biological creatures, but of course they're robots. I wish you could see some of the movies because which sections.
Adriane.
Yeah?
At the moment, I'm showing Wells band.
So I should talk about that?
Unfortunately, it doesn't work the sound.
I will later on, okay.
No, it doesn't work the sound on the big screen. So I'm showing on the big screen and trying to download on the. So I was interested to know if you did with your robots a piece using the online, using web, using internet.
Yeah.
So which piece you did? Maybe doing an acting piece.
It's going back up by the end of April. It's called Eliza Redux, and it's psychoanalytic sessions with a robot on the web. It was at Eliza, but it's down now because we got a big grant to redo it. And what it is, it's the actual old 1966 Weizenbaum Eliza script. I wanted to use that because it's not that I was trying to make a new, there are many new chatbots that are much more developed than the Eliza script at this time. But I'm kind of fond of all technologies, and the idea was that it was more about how people thought the Eliza script could actually be a psychoanalytic tool, and Weizenbaum's own frustration with that, since he actually developed it sort of as a linguistic exercise, and only used the idea of a psychotherapist, because it was self-contained, he didn't need to develop a lot of other research about it. So it's very ironic how people tune in to get, it was, the interface was a waiting room where people came in, there was a chat room while they were waiting for their session. They would sign up for a 5-minute Lacanian session of 5 minutes. And while they were waiting, they could chat, and we're trying to develop it so there would be other things they can do while they're waiting to see the psychoanalyst. And then when they go in, there's a telerobotic live robot that is operating under a slightly manipulated Eliza script. This time we're going to have 3. We're going to have a Freudian psychoanalyst, a Lacanian psychoanalyst, and a Jungian psychoanalyst, for people to take their choice. And the robots are usually Mark Tilden's robots. The first one was the Robo Sapien, and these are 3 monkey robots. So the idea that someone would take this seriously as, psychoanalysis or therapy is kind of totally absurd. but actually some people do.
I think that the whole is slow. But anyway, I think that people who are talking about intelligent design, they are waiting for artworks. Because the artist is somebody who design intelligence, as you do. Design intelligence even if it's storytelling or the actor studio, something. So
I think that's brilliant. I never thought of that actually, but that's true.
Can you repeat?
That was brilliant.
What did you say? He just like you repeat again.
But really, we were talking about, I really was fascinated, I've been fascinated for what you are, I'm just trying to understand what you are doing, because really, I'm not really interested as Marcello in extension, because I think that we are the extension of something else. So we are not extended somewhere on, far from us. But the storytelling idea about doing robots or making robots performing their own, because robots, they perform, they are never actors in a certain way, they are not puppets. In any case they are puppets. They are conscious of behaving like we think that they should do. You remember that Sartre in the 30s said that there was a writer, a Christian writer, Mauriac, who was writing novels just to making his own characters talking as he, Mauriac, was a god. He was making his own personaggi, I would say characters, talking just how he wanted they could talk. So, and you are doing exactly the opposite. And this is what I'm the idea underlying the popular robot story. It's that. Because the robots are coming, my children, or my son, or my little son, they are avanti, they are in advance. So, I think that robots, it's like this, they are changing, they are doing what we don't know about the future.